Hello, I'm Johnny White, CEO of AACE. I'm here with Dr. Levine. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dr. Matthew Levine. I'm a clinical endocrinologist and the Endocrine Fellowship Program Director at Scripps Clinic in San Diego, California. I've been on the AACE Board of Directors for 5 years.
Dr. Levine, you are the chair of the membership task force. Please provide some background on the charges for this task force.
Yeah, so our charge was to develop a new membership model for AACE going forward. Our work was informed by 2 surveys which were undertaken in the last year or so. Surveys of member and non-member endocrinologists and a separate survey of member and non-member endocrine care team. This survey informed our work, and as a task force we met about 3 or 4 times over the last few months to put together a membership model which was recently presented to the board of directors.
And what were the key findings from this survey?
So we found that although we've got a large number of and retention of endocrinologists within AACE, there was room for further growth. We found, for example, that 72% of our members are endocrinologists, 8% or so are endocrine care team members, 16% are learners, let's call it, students, residents, fellows in training, and we had about 11% or so who were early in their career endocrinologists, and we define that as those who are within 3 years of the conclusion of their endocrine fellowship training. So we have the opportunity to grow those numbers. We also found that while people by and large are very comfortable and satisfied with their membership benefits, there was some call for some change amongst the membership, including improved affordability and accessibility to AACE products, role-specific offerings, and improved professional development opportunities.
What did you find were the challenges and stressors facing our endocrinologists today?
So we had many answers to that question, but the majority of our endocrinologists surveyed said that the increased burden of managing clinical practice and all that entails was the highest burden faced. That having to do with prior authorizations, declining reimbursement, but there were also some other answers as well, including the lack of professional development opportunities, including the burden of having to deal with a complex patient population who is underinsured. That sort of reflects back on the increased burden of having to manage practice, and having to deal with an increased patient case load. Wait times for endocrinologists have grown by months, and there simply aren't enough of us out there to meet that growing demand.
Well, that doesn't surprise me hearing that. Based on the research findings and the board decision, share with us the changes that will take place for membership.
So the AACE Board of Directors did approve a brand new membership model. There are going to be some commonalities with the current, or let's call it old membership model that we've been working with for the last 4+ years. And as you mentioned, there will be some changes as well. The commonalities include the tier structure. There will be a 2-tiered membership structure, what's called an informed and an engaged membership tier. There will be 2 different price points and 2 different benefit offering sets within each of those membership tiers. Members will still have access to our 2 journals and will retain access to the publishing discounts for those journals. Members will still have the ability to engage with AACE in the form of committees, work groups, task forces, being involved with AACE disease state networks. Members will still be able to, if eligible, attain the FACE honorific that we've offered for a number of years. So those features will remain the same, and then we've got some new features in the membership model as well. Not only new pricing points, including a discount on being a so-called informed member of AACE, but discounts as well for many of our international members, discounts that are based upon World Bank tier classifications of the country from which they hail. Further discounts for some of our learners as well, our residents, complimentary membership for medical students. That remains the same from the previous model as well. We continue to offer discounted membership for fellows in training. There will also be enhanced benefits within the membership model, including to advocacy resources, including access to our advocacy training platform. And this will be further rolled out once the new strategic plan is unrolled in 2026 as well, our new 4-year strategic plan. And there will be access to other professional development educational offerings. So the Educational Oversight Committee, as another example, is unfolding an educational roadmap for both endocrinologists and endocrine care team members. That probably will come out in the fourth quarter of this calendar year and beyond. Some of that will include micro-learning opportunities that might be available for engaged tier members, such as 4 micro-learning opportunities within the course of a year.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you listen to our members and you've developed a model that's going to really work for them. So when will this take effect?
So the new membership model will unfurl in 2026, and this fall, when we begin our drive for renewal of memberships, the new model will be unveiled. It'll actually be unveiled in the summer, but will become official, I suppose, in the fall renewal period for 2026.
And then why is this exciting for AACE and our members?
So this is really exciting for all that you entailed, because as you pointed out a second ago, Johnny, it describes how AACE is listening. And with respect to membership specifically, AACE is listening to some of the challenges and desires of our members and prospective members, I should point out as well. Listening to some of the economic circumstances that some of them have, and listening to the desire that many of them have expressed about really diversifying the value that AACE membership provides.
Well, that is great. I want to thank you and the task force for all the work that you've done, and the board for approving what you brought to the board. I think this is going to be a great step for our organization and the membership. So thank you for sitting down with me and talking about this.
Thank you very much, Johnny.
Thank you.